Jeff Glor is in Vietnam, and we'll hear from him in a moment. The stage is set for the second high-stakes summit between President Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong Un. At this hour, the president is flying to Vietnam, and he's expected there tomorrow morning. Kim left North Korea by train on Saturday and arrived a short time ago at the Vietnam border. The North Koreans have developed missiles and a nuclear weapons program that potentially could threaten the United States. Convincing them to abandon those is at the heart of this meeting. We have comprehensive coverage throughout Vietnam. Jeff Glor is in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. Jeff?
John, good evening. And they are rushing to finish preparations here in Vietnam for this summit. Keep in mind, Vietnam only had about 10 days to prepare for this. Singapore, in contrast, at the last summit, had 2 months to work on this. So final preparations underway right now. We have noticed flags all over in Hanoi, at least. The three flags together, the U.S. flag, the Vietnamese, and the North Korean flags. At the last summit in June, President Trump and Kim Jong Un agreed to work toward denuclearization. The big question now is, for Americans and North Koreans, exactly what that means, and maybe more importantly, how long it takes to get there. Ben Tracy is in Hanoi tonight.
Kim Jong Un finally arrived at the Vietnamese border. He rode his dark green and very slow armored train for more than 50 hours through China. He apparently wasn't in a hurry, and neither, it seems, is President Trump.
I think we'll have a very tremendous summit. We want denuclearization.
Before departing for Hanoi, the president said he's no longer insisting that North Korea quickly denuclearize.
I'm not in a rush. I don't want to rush anybody. I just don't want testing. As long as there's no testing, we're happy.
North Korea has not tested any weapons for more than a year, but there is clear evidence the regime is still producing nuclear fuel and working on its weapons program. The first summit in Singapore ended with a vague commitment to work towards denuclearization. Despite President Trump tweeting that North Korea is no longer a nuclear threat, the regime has yet to give up a single weapon or even disclose how many it has. On Sunday, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo seemed to contradict the president.
Do you think North Korea remains a nuclear threat? Yes. But the president said he doesn't. It's not what he said.
They have the capability of detonating a nuclear device.
Chun In-bom is a former lieutenant general of the South Korean Army.
Have you seen in the past 8 months any step North Korea has taken to denuclearize?
No, I have not. But there is a saying in Korea that you cannot have a full belly with the first spoon of rice. So I think the first summit was the start of a long process that we will have to go through.
President Trump and Secretary Pompeo now seem to be acknowledging that if North Korea does decide to denuclearize, that is not going to be quick or easy. The Secretary has said there may need to be more summits, and President Trump now seems to have plenty of patience. Jeff?
All right, Ben, thank you very much. The decision to hold this summit here in Vietnam is a purposeful one, and they hope it's also a very powerful one. The economic success that Vietnam has had is something the U.S. is pointing to and trying to lead North Korea to. There are many sensitive parts to this process, what the U.S. is trying to show to North Korea. In just a couple minutes here, we're going to have one example in particular that all three countries are looking at. So more on that in just a moment in the broadcast. But for now, John, back to you in New York.
All right, Jeff, thank you.